I knew he was following me, but some of the time he didn't approach me. He had told her that he was gonna take me into the woods. I wouldn't feel a thing. It'd be over with quickly. And so he put the fear into us that he was gonna shoot me. And when I called the police department, they said there was nothing they can do because he wasn't bothering me.
The abuse Tracey Thurman suffered has become a landmark case for victims nationwide. June 10, 2008 marks the 25th anniversary of the day Tracey's estranged husband stabbed, beat, and nearly killed her. He had abused her for nearly all of their 5-year relationship.
And Buck had come to the house wanting to talk to me. And I had a restraining order at the time. Called the police department. Said that he was there. And he says, no, you called the effing cops on me. And then at that point I saw Buck go into his back pocket. And then that's when it dawned on me that he carried a knife. And then he grabbed me by the back of the hair. And next thing I knew, he stabbed me in the face. Then he threw me down on the ground and stabbed me in the back of the neck. And I heard Buck go upstairs. And he grabbed our son and came down and stomped on my face, broke my neck, said, I killed your effing mother.
It's easy to be on the outside and say, we need the violence to stop, and make everything okay. And there are reasons that people stay in abusive relationships. People often ask, why does the woman stay? I think that the more important question is, why does he or she abuse somebody else? We're talking about intimate relationships where people have chosen to be together, and then something goes bad. They may still have a hope that their relationship can be fixed and last. Tracey Thurman brought a lot of attention to Torrington, and actually her case brought a lot of attention to domestic violence in the state of Connecticut and probably in the whole country. But it really was about the police and the laws around domestic violence.
Well, it changed the whole approach that police had to investigating the cases. Instead of leaving it up to the victim to make the decision as to whether or not somebody's arrested, and run the risk of that victim being afraid to for a number of different reasons, being stigmatized socially, economic fears, insecurity fears, has taken that out of the victim's hands and put it in the hands of the police, who, once they reach a conclusion of probable cause, will then make an arrest and provide backup services as well through the court systems and through private agencies such as Susan B. Anthony or any of the advocacy groups.
What it meant to all of us was that Connecticut created laws specifically to address domestic violence, and if there's probable cause to arrest, then the police need to make an arrest.
After the attack, Tracey's sister Cheryl contacted attorney Burton Weinstein. The federal lawsuit he filed on her behalf, Thurman versus City of Torrington, contended police were treating domestic violence differently than victims of other crimes, a violation of the Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment.
State court was not where you want to be. You want to be in a court where, first of all, constitutional issues play a much more important part. So that would be federal court. Of course, the Equal Rights Amendment had not been passed at that time. So I said to myself, now what if we could find out? And so I did a Freedom of Information Act request. And it turned out at the time that 25% of all calls to the police involved domestic violence. And when you look at the results, you can see that in the general class, victims of assault where the assault was known to the police, there was something, I think these numbers are pretty close, 93% arrest and 89% conviction. Domestic situation, as I recall, it was 13% arrest and something like 8 or 9% conviction, but they're only if there was a rape or serious injury. And I said, gee, that sounds like a violation of the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment on gender grounds. And that was the basis of the case.
There wasn't a personal attack on me from the police department. I mean, they just weren't trained for that. Back then, they just handled everything differently than they handle it now. To begin with, I was really angry at what happened to me. I was angry with the police department for a long time. You know, I'm not gonna ever be the same physically, emotionally. I mean, just that one day changed my son's whole life.
One of the most important parts of our work right now is education, because being abused is really a big societal problem.
9 out of 10 times the warning signs are there. Just listen to your instincts. Don't ignore the warning signs, because they're there. And when you see the warning signs are there, get out. Get out before it's too late. And I know there's that fear. I know what that fear is like. I just wouldn't want to see anybody go through what I went through. Or even worse, not be here to talk about it.